Hey, how y'all doing? This is Adventure Vin. I'm in Washington State, Auburn. I'm actually on the property where I got married 19 years ago. It was in a field over here, actually. We had some really cool tents set up, and all those trees and all that greenery has grown for over 20 years. But what I'm here to talk to you about today, I'm about ready to dismount the KLR and head down to Fort Lewis, Washington to check out their museum, which is now Joint Base Lewis McChord. I was active duty at Fort Lewis with the 9th Infantry Division 347 from 1987 to 1990, and spent 6 months in Sinai, Egypt with the multinational force and observers while I was assigned there. Then I went home to California, switched over to the Air Force, came back up to McChord. Now I'm back in California, stationed-wise. But that's what my trip is going to be. But before I head out, on the drive up here, I've been getting a lot of questions on my tie-down system for the motorcycle, not necessarily applicable to the KLR precisely, but just for a motorcycle, and the trailer that I'm hauling it on, and then how I'm able to carry the bikes. So let me jump on the other side of the camera and go over some of this. So first of all, one thing I got everything you're going to see I got off of Amazon. This probably would work better. It does not work for my bike. It probably works better for a straight out dirt bike that has a bigger suspension. What it's designed to do is go in underneath your fender, and then this half moon part goes on the tire, over the tire. But this is 11¼ inch long. There's a shorter one that's 10¼ inch, but I don't even think the shorter one's going to work. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use this. If you do have a tall suspension, check these out on Amazon. They're made by Moto Master. It's called Moto Master, made in the USA. It's heavy duty plastic or ABS or something. It's very sturdy. But the idea of this is that when you're cinching down your straps and you're compressing your shock, you're not going to compress your shocks fully for a long duration of time. The way I'm able to try to alleviate that is when I do take longer breaks, either definitely overnight or at a truck stop or something, I loosen everything up and give these shocks a break, being that I don't have anything. I've heard sometimes people can put a piece of 2x4 in there, but that's what that yellow thing's for. If you may be able to use it, I think that is a great idea. Something else I'm not using anymore. Let me see if I can set this up here to my handlebars. Okay, let's see how this works without me knocking over the camera. So something else I don't use anymore are these straps. What these straps were designed to do, and I probably wasn't using them exactly correctly, but I found something else that's better. So whether these work or not, I'm not using it anymore. But each sleeve slides over the hand grips, and then it cinches down like this. And then you have these open-ended straps that you can put a ring in, or a D-ring in, or a carabiner, or an S-ring, and then you go down and you cinch them on to the carrier. What was happening with me is that I was using this in combination with a ratcheting strap. Now I don't use this ratcheting strap at all on motorcycles anymore, and I'll tell you why right now. So when I was ratcheting down, I was using so much torque when I ratcheted down. Two things happened. First thing is that this sleeve pretty much slid down the hand grips and like defleshed the hand grips. So by the time I got to my destination, the hand grips were just toast. Were gone. The other thing that happened is that I cranked it down with so much torque that the handlebars themselves were pivoting at this point, and the handlebars were coming down, causing the tension to relax, and the bike was bouncing around. So I thought this was a really cool design. It might work better on something like the scooter, but what I end up doing, what I prefer to do, is that I don't use these anymore at all. What I ended up doing is getting what are called a bunch of these soft straps. And not only do I use this on the motorcycle, I actually use these on the trailer itself, and I'll show you why. I'll show you how. So coming around here, and these are some pretty wide, thick soft straps. So I use a lower anchor point on the motorcycle. My cattle dog's My cattle dog doesn't recognize me. Hold on. All right, so anyways, these are very wide. These are ones you'll find most of the time they're about this width, as the blue one shows. So these red ones are really wide. I go for a lower anchor point here, and I come down, and then the strap system I bought is called Pro Taper, which I really do like. It has I want to say a cam buckle, but I'm not sure if that's the right term, but made by Pro Taper. Once again, Amazon.com has all this good stuff. And what I like about it is that I'm not gonna be able to do it with just one hand, but I'll put some weight on the bike. I'll just pull up, cinch it up. Shocks will go down, and then I do one on each side. I do one on each side until I get a good tension. And the shocks do get compressed, so I might have to go with a piece of 2x4 to save it, especially if I'm on a long drive. I like the idea that the buckle system is incorporated like that. The ring on this side, the S ring, clips right here, and then I have a tie down point there on that end. Something similar to what I did basically with the Honda Elite 250 scooter on this side, kind of like the same idea. Now going to the back, why I like these soft straps so much. So I have the wide ones again on the KLR itself. So you got a wide one coming down. I opted not to use the S-ring, but I got these stainless steel weight bearing clips that actually connect to the soft strap. And then I used additional soft straps down here. I didn't really have a good tie down point on the Kenda trailer, so I just used additional soft straps on the trailer that gives me another anchor point, which is the same way I did this other side. So there you have the soft strap, the buckling area here, cam thing, and then I have another soft strap here, dual ended, looped around the tubing of the trailer, and then this S-ring. So I have the back and rear, and I have a nice spider making a home right there for some reason. So I have the rear and the back suspension secured, and I haven't had a problem at all on the drive from Los Angeles up to Washington, up to the Seattle vicinity. The town is Auburn. So, and then the Kenda trailer is really cool too. Now, I ended up buying a used one that has 3 slots or troughs. The center one is empty. I have had 3 motorcycles on it before, bit of a challenge. I was looking for a used single one. I'm glad I got a 3 trough one, because now I have room for these 2. And if I decide to tow one vehicle, one motorcycle by itself, I can put it in the center instead of putting it, if I only had a dual, I'd have to choose the left or right, which may cause some yawing or some pitch or some swaying as the trailer moved down, being that the weight would be unbalanced on the trailer. So if you're gonna get a single, get a single. If you're going to consider hauling 2 bikes, definitely get a triple, I'd recommend. They're not that much more money, and you have the option of carrying 1 bike right down the middle. What's nice about these Kenda trailers is that they fold into itself a little bit. Like this last, I would say maybe a quarter of the ramp. You see where that seam is? This actually flips up, and there's a black ramp bolted underneath there that is used to ride up onto this other white piece. But from that point to here, it actually flips up onto the main part. Then it stands upright, very portable. You can put it in your garage very easily alongside the wall. But since this is so low with an angle to the dirt, when I take off my KLR today, I'm just gonna roll it right off. I'm not even gonna have to bother with that black ramp. The black ramp's attached down there. I think you could see it. There it is. There's the black ramp. In case I had more heights to deal with, I just unbolt it, put it on the back, and roll it off. Gonna go up to the hitch system where I have the bikes. So I'm using, I think it's a Thule, whatever, rack system. The other question people ask me is, how did I like this? And this worked out real well. So what I have here is the hitch to the RV. Then I have this adapter piece from where my finger's touching is welded here. So my finger comes out from here to this H looking thing up to here is one piece. And then here's the receiver for the bottom. Here's the receiver for the top. Now the top receiver, I had attached to my bike rack. So I'm able to carry the bikes like that. And then the bottom receiver here has the hitch that has the ball on it that attaches to the Kenda trailer. I actually have two of these. One I keep in my F-350, one I keep here on the RV. But nope, never had a problem with that at all for this trip. It gives me enough room. I could turn, I have no problem turning, making tight turns with it. It's cool because I can keep the bikes there. There's not a lot of weight that is bearing on that. I wouldn't put anything more than a 4-bike rack on that additional portion of that above type of hitch. And that weight rated for the motorcycles. Be smart if you start, you don't want to overload anything. There's probably more stress on that than it would be if I just had the trailer going straight to the stock hitch, but not enough to cause any damage or be dangerous. So it all works out very, very well to get our bikes up here. I have one more spot for a 4th bike. We just didn't bring a 4th bike. And well, that's about it. I really like this Kenda trailer. The only thing I did do is that I swapped out these lights and I put some LED lights, whole fixtures, not just the bulb, I put the whole fixture on. Got them at O'Reilly's for like 30 bucks. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna get on the road, go check out the museum at Fort Lewis, Washington, where I once was. Go probably check out the area where I used to live actually when I was out there 20, 30 years ago. Okay, so this is me signing off. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.